Emotional red flags in dating. In today's dating world, words are weapons, sometimes used for connection, sometimes for control. Jay Shetty's podcast offers profound insight into 5 phrases that may sound casual, even charming, but are actually emotional red flags. When a man says any of these, it's not just a poor choice of words. It's often a reflection of a deeper emotional immaturity, manipulative intent, or lack of accountability. Let's break them down one by one, with the psychological principles and emotional dynamics behind each statement. You're too sensitive. This is not feedback. It's a form of emotional gaslighting. When a man tells you you're too sensitive, he's not trying to help you grow. He's trying to escape accountability for how his words or actions impacted you. Psychological translation. He's invalidating your emotional experience. Instead of listening, he's dismissing. It subtly tells you your reaction is the problem, not my behavior. Why it's dangerous. It trains you to doubt your feelings. It creates emotional dependency. You begin to rely on his judgment of what's too much or not enough. It shuts down healthy conflict resolution and emotional intimacy. What to watch for instead. A mature man says, "Help me understand what upset you, or I didn't realize that impacted you that way. Let's talk. This is just who I am." This sounds like radical honesty, but it's often a subtle refusal to evolve. When a man uses this phrase, he's setting a boundary, not around his values, but around his willingness to grow. It's often code for, "I'm not open to self-improvement. Adapt to my dysfunction." Psychological translation. This is a fixed mindset response as defined by psychologist Carol Dweck. He believes character traits, like emotional distance, anger, or neglect, are unchangeable. Why it's dangerous. You're forced into emotional compromise while he remains static. It can evolve into manipulation. You knew this about me when we started. Over time, it reinforces the idea that love means tolerating emotional negligence. What to watch for instead. A high-value man says, "I know I struggle with this, but I'm working on it. Let's grow together. My ex was crazy." This is more revealing than he realizes, and not in the way he hopes. When a man labels his past partners as crazy, he's not just venting, he's likely displaying a pattern of emotional deflection. Psychological translation. This is a classic case of externalizing blame, rather than reflect on the role he played in past conflict. He paints himself as the victim, and every former partner as the problem. Why it's dangerous. If every ex was crazy, chances are he triggered instability or refused accountability. He's predisposing you to mistrust your own emotions. If you later confront him, you risk being the next crazy one. It reflects poor emotional maturity and a lack of pattern recognition. What to watch for instead. Emotionally grounded men say, "There were challenges in my past relationship. We both made mistakes, and I've learned a lot from it. You're lucky to be with someone like me. This isn't confidence, it's covert control. It sounds bold, maybe even charming, but it's rooted in subtle dominance and psychological manipulation. It's designed to shift the power dynamic, making you feel replaceable and inferior. Psychological translation. He's implanting insecurity as a form of control. By implying you're lucky, he's positioning himself as the prize and you as someone unworthy. Why it's dangerous. It's emotional leverage disguised as flattery. It creates an imbalanced relationship where you're constantly proving your worth. It lowers your self-esteem while inflating his ego. What to watch for instead? A high-value man says, "I feel lucky to be with you." He makes appreciation mutual, not transactional. You'll never find someone like me again. This is the most blatant form of emotional manipulation, and the one that can linger long after he's gone. This statement is meant to embed fear, hesitation, and self-doubt. It's not about love, it's about control. Psychological translation. It's a psychological scarcity tactic. He wants you to believe that his presence is rare, irreplaceable, and your only shot at happiness. Why it's dangerous. It makes you question your future and your worth. It traps you in emotional dependency. It rewrites your inner narrative from "I deserve better" to "this is the best I'll ever get." What to watch for instead? A confident man never threatens your sense of freedom. He inspires you to grow, whether he's in your life or not. Brain final reflection. How to build emotional clarity. Jay Shetty's message goes beyond red flags. It's about building your inner radar. The most dangerous words are not the ones shouted in anger, but the ones whispered in charm, coated with insecurity, fear, or superiority. Here's how to respond. Label the emotion, don't absorb it. If something feels wrong, name it. This feels dismissive, or I feel manipulated. Choose self-respect over validation. Walk away even when it hurts. That pain is temporary. Staying will cost you years. Don't argue with red flags, respect them. You don't have to fix, convince, or decode someone who refuses to grow. You just need to leave. Speech balloon final thought. You are not too sensitive. You are not lucky to be tolerated. And you will absolutely find someone better than someone like him. Because you're not meant to beg for respect. You're meant to expect it. The moment you walk away from the wrong person is the moment you make space for someone who speaks your language. Love rooted in humility, honesty, and emotional safety.